right, gamers, we're back with another banger, and we're going to talk about some problems in Destiny 2 right now. This is just going to be another Clyde roast video, but you know the deal. We got to make it entertaining. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button. It's free. So we're trying to juice it to 200K. So has Bungie lost their core plot and player base for good? I mean, this is probably some of the worst times that I've ever seen in the game and the community. Usually we have people that like glaze it, and then there's only a few people that really bring up stuff that they don't like, or usually the community split half and half. But right now it's pretty bad. It's a lot of negative. There's creators saying they're not going to play anymore. There's creators saying they want to move on to variety. There's clans that have been around for years that don't play anymore. Some of you might not even have your clans anymore, and you know, the game just feels a little stale right now. And the game's been around for so long, it's hard to keep a game going as much as Bungie has done this far. And I just feel like they're not really making any core changes right now. They pretty much say in twids, hey, we're gonna make these changes, then we're not gonna do it. Hey, we're gonna fix the power leveling, but then hey, we're gonna nerf it a little bit because we're gonna give you +2s. And then, you know, with September 16's update, they're like, hey, we're gonna make +3 primes again. So it's like they're making suggestions, but then they're going back to the original core of what it was. So if you think about it, Bungie really hasn't made any changes to encourage the player base to do anything. It's just not. And you know, people are saying it's marathon focus and it's other focuses, and why can't Destiny 2 be like Destiny Rising? You got to remember that NetEase made Destiny Rising, and they took ideas from Destiny 2, and they probably just read forums and they were like, hey, the community talks about this cool feature on forums, we should put that in our game. Good job for NetEase for making Destiny Rising, but you know, Bungie has no say in that for right now. They just need to focus on where the game is right now. I think we're sitting in a Curse of Osiris panic, and it might be worse. Let me know in the comments down below if you think that Curse of Osiris was worse, but I think right now this is worse, because at least with Curse of Osiris, we're like, hey, it's bad right now, but it's going to get better. With Destiny right now, I feel like they did a poor job of telling us about renegades. Sure, there's a lightsaber. Sure, there's Star Wars stuff, but what if people don't like Star Wars? I know some of you be like, well, Clyde, who doesn't like Star Wars? I mean, there's people that don't like Star Wars. It doesn't intrigue them, and they're just like, well, it looks like the same, because they're saying the same stuff. They're like, oh, okay, I want the lightsaber, but I really don't care about the Star Wars stuff. So what else is there to do? Okay, there's a dungeon. I want to do the dungeon, but then what happens once they beat the dungeon? And also, here's another thing. How much of the renegade stuff have they shown us in the trailer to excite us for it, and then it not be there on launch of Renegades? Bungie just did that recently. They showed us an exotic axe that we can't use till October. That's bait. Like, how much are we getting baited with Renegades? Right now, we've got Reclaim. This is not a fun activity. Now, a lot of people are glazing this right now for power leveling. Those people are using Sturm, and they're just using 3 players that are all good at the game or decent at the game, and you're just steamrolling it and getting fast drops. If you take off the Sturm, you don't go that fast, and it's not enjoyable. Everything feels bullet spongy. You're taking advantage of a bug, but you can't say that the activity's good just because it's fast for leveling, because you and your 2 teammates are doing it quick and you're getting fat drop. This Reclaim activity is a disgrace to the Plagueland. Plaguelands in Destiny 1 was so much fun. The first time I ever got a perfected offering in the campaign, and when I went to Archon's Forge and I put that offering in, every single enemy was like question marks and I got one shot and I got destroyed. But guess what? When I beat the campaign of Rise of Iron, I made it a goal. Me and my homie, we were playing, and I'm like, look, we're gonna get another perfected offering and we're gonna go beat it. And we did it. We put the perfected offering in, we beat it, we spammed Galahorn, and it was dope and it was exciting. Got excited over a public event, but Archon's Forge was dope. You know, it was cool. The fact that Archon's Forge isn't in this, and to me, this is an event that only goes on for a week. When they told us that the Plaguelands was coming back, we didn't feel like it was gonna be a week. And can we talk about this? Why is this even here? We know that they want you to go talk to the EDZ to start the quest, but did you really have to put it in the event? And the crossbow, we're going to farm the crossbow because Bungie's like, hey, the crossbow drops some Reclaim. I've heard people of doing 50 runs and getting 1 crossbow. I gave up. I'm like, dude, this isn't fun. I'm not going to grind for no crossbow. So it was just another swing and a miss, and we all know that Ash and Iron's struggling right now, but it's like the main yap session of what I was just trying to talk about here is all the ideas that they're pitching about what they're going to change from now until Renegades is all ideas they've got from the community that they're not implementing. So they're not coming up with their own ideas. And to me, that just shows how out of touch you are. You can't just know exactly what to do in the game, but you don't do it. You're just like, oh, hey guys, we dropped an update. Hope you guys read the twid. By the way, what are your thoughts on what you read in the twid today? Oh, you don't like this, this, and this, and this? Okay, we'll change it. They're not making good ideas on their own. They're waiting for us to scold them for it or be like, hey, we like this or we don't like this. I don't feel like that's good enough. In the portal, with the patch going live on September 16th, there will be more completion drops, though there will be reasons to do some of these fire team ops maybe and some of the pinnacle ops. But we all know that when you start going into random fire team ops and you match with people, sometimes it's not fun. Your teammates feel like they're not paying attention or they're not like playing the game. I swear, sometimes I feel like people just AFK in these playlists, but it feels like there's no reason to do it here. You're still going to go into the pinnacle ops. You're going to run star-crossed with LFG or, you know, no comms, whatever. And then you're going to go sit in your solo ops. You're going to do K1 and Caldera. Now, I do want to point out that I started, you know, hitting the mines again, and I went up 15 power levels in about 4 hours, and I was just chill farming for +2s right now. So I do want to congratulate Bungie for making the +1 grind of how they implemented the new power leveling grind, this live update they just did a few days ago. They did make it better, but it's not good enough. So we're like 60% way there, you know, 60, 70, you know, we're there. We've done this portal leveling so much that we're kind of just like, dude, we need something else. You know, this dungeon right here, the dungeons that they added here, yeah, this is a disgrace. No one's doing Gowron, Vengeance, and no one's doing these three. Like, there's no point. You go do Presage, the timer screws you over, which, by the way, they're going to fix that, but it's just like there's no loot incentive to keep doing that. It just doesn't make sense. I thought about this idea today. Let's say you're doing K1, Caldera, or you're playing with your teammates and you're doing Star-Crossed. What if at the end of the mission, you get a key, you get a golden key to drop? You guys know how at the end of a Destiny activity you can interact with the chest and get the loot? So there's already an interact button there. You can interact with the chest. What if keys start to drop? And if you get a key to drop, if I do a star-crossed run right now and I get a key to drop, the next time I run it, when the mission completes, I can interact with the chest and get Lootapalooza. I get a whole armor set, full armor, kinetic, energy, heavy. So I get 8 items that drop with that key, and they're all +1 to +2 of my whole armor. So pretty much that key is the juicer. Wouldn't that encourage you to keep playing at least of little good ideas like that, to just, oh, hey, I got a key, so next run's the juicer. Man, I really need to get another key. We could think of better ideas than what I just said. I'm just coming up with something fresh, you know? There needs to be something that encourages you to want to keep climbing. And also the armor sets, you know? The armor sets, like, everyone keeps asking me, Clyde, what armor sets you going for? What bonuses? Dog, I just go for straight perfect rolled stuff from my build. You know, with this, I have 200 melee and I have 200 super. If I switch my font mods on my helmet, I go for stuff like that. I don't care about these armor sets. I care about perfectly rolled tier 5 armor that has the tuning. You know, you see this piece, I wanted health, I wanted melee, I wanted super, and then I got super focus, which I can tune the super, that's what I wanted on this tier 5. So this is a perfect piece for me. I don't care what armor set it comes from. So stuff like that should matter, and that should be focused on in Renegades, because right now the community's focus is, hey, what are we doing to play the game? When Bungie releases a new trailer or something, or they tell you what you're doing, as soon as they mention this screen and they say, hey, you guys are going to go do the portal some more, and guess what? Instead of +3s, we're going to give you +5s. It's still not good enough. Even if we got +5s all the way up, the community would be like, Bungie, you're still making us do the portal. It's not fun. Even with the raid, you can go launch the raid right now, Desert Perpetual, and you could do 5 feats, meaning every single feat has to be activated. And if you do this, you have a chance at tier 5. See how I said the word chance at tier 5? Majority of the community can't do a 5 feat raid. When the epic raid comes out, if you do this, with the epic raid coming out, if you put 3 feats on that epic raid, you are now locked to not swap. When you don't have heavy hitters on your team that could not, you know, use swapping, like let's just say I play with 3 people that have no idea how to do damage, but then I have 2 of my buddies with me where we're going to load out swap and we're going to do majority of the damage for the boss fights and pretty much help the team. Well, once you take that away from those 3 key players, now you have 6 players that need to run a decent build to stay alive, but also do enough damage so you're not wiping over and over and over. That's going to bring reasons for people not to do it. Now, again, I can't talk about the epic raid because I haven't played it yet, so I'm looking forward to doing the epic raid and actually grinding out the tier 5 armor sets and getting tier 5 armor and weapons. But right now it's like, I feel like I have to LFG or beg people to do like raids all day, 5 feats, and just, you know, because the first thing that people are going to say is like, dude, I don't want to do a 5 feet raid even on normal mode. Like, we're just going to sit there and wipe. Like, people are looking for stacked teams, and, you know, endgame was never really like that before. And now with the changes, you know, with the raid stuff, it's like too little too late. It's not enough to bring the people back to grinding again. Now, when we talk about conquests, they've made these farmable, but I haven't went back and done any of them yet because they didn't give me a reason to, because again, the fun factor is just not there. Like, why would I go in here and do another delve when I don't need nothing from it? You know, this is a 1 completion reward for delve. Like, delve was one of the hardest 6 of these when I first did them. 1 completion reward. Like, what's the point? Now we're going to the new ones, which I haven't even went into either, but this is saying that I need to be 535 power to do, so I'm gonna have to level for that. Am I going to do that? Sure. I mean, this is some of the pinnacle end game. I want to experience it, so I will get there before December. Some people saying you have to be 550 power for Guardian rank 11. I don't know if we're gonna go that far, because again, Bungie needs to start acting on this to be like, hey, we messed up. We don't like what the feedback is from the community. They don't like the power leveling, and it just sucks because Bungie tried giving us a new system to play with this portal and it failed. They didn't even give it a month and a half, 2 months. They were just like, oh boy, they don't like it, we need to change it. If you're implementing such a new portal grind and a new power level grind, and you want people to play the game and grind for stuff, why would you make the enjoyment of the content so bad? I know the answer to that. It's they didn't play it. If you think your content's so good, the people that sit at Bungie and make these ideas, why don't they just turn on their accounts and grind to 500 for us and show us? Like, hey, this is how we did it. Okay, I would love to see them do that, by the way. I would love to see them go do 5 feet raids and be like, hey, we're getting tier 5 armor from the raid. You should too. I would actually pay to see that. It's to the point where the player base just doesn't trust Bungie anymore, and I really don't think that they can do anything right now. Like, even if they came up with a really good idea in this next twit and they said, oh my god, guys, we're listening to your feedback and we're going to change this. If the community does not see that implemented the day of the twit, they don't care, because what's Bungie going to do? They're going to give you a good idea in the twit on Thursday and they'll be like, oh, this change will come into the game on November. You son of a bitch. That's what they do. Like, if you come up with a really good idea, why not implement it now? Here's something funny. Bungie stated that, they replied on Twitter. People asked, why did you time gate the exotic mission for the act that you promoted in your videos months ago, and then you made us wait till October? You know what Dylan replied? It's not done yet. How the hell is a mission that comes out in October not done yet? That's a big problem. That's a big problem. That's a big red flag. Hello? It should have been done. People always say too, they're like, Clyde, why do you keep making these videos? Why are you complaining, but you're still playing it? You're part of the problem. Look, someone's got to stick around and do it, okay? This game has changed my life for 9.5 years. This game has introduced me to my beautiful wife that I'm marrying on the 19th of September, and I'm gonna enjoy this moment, and it's brought me together with more friends and more family that I could ever ask for, so I can't give up on stuff. It's easy for me. I'm a streamer and I can sit in my chair and I can make videos like this, and I don't have to make build videos. I used to put blood, sweat, and tears into my build videos and my guide videos, and guess what? I could sit here and talk to the camera and it gets more views because people love drama and shit talking. Woo! So it's easy. So if you could make your job easy, it's all good. But if I'm sitting here in my chair and I'm just telling you guys, God, I hate Destiny. Why do I play this stupid game? And if I say that for fun, that's cool. But if I start saying that every day, you will see me veer off. I've done it in the past. You guys remember when I went and played First Descendant for months in and months out, and I was obsessed with the game? I took a break from Destiny, and when I came back, I enjoyed the game more. But there's no game out there right now to get my attention. There's not. Borderlands 4 ruined it for me. The first 2 days I played, the game crashed 100 times, and it ruined my experience for playing that game. I think Bungie like tricked my PC, and I did an update and Bungie's like, let's crash this game so he comes back. I'm telling you, so stuff like that might happen. First Descendant doesn't do it for me. Their games, it's too easy. It's literally just, hey, launch a boss and it dies. I think the next big hit game that's coming out that would catch my attention is Our Creators. I'm not really a PvP player, but it seems like that game's gonna have a lot of hype, and I think it'd be really funny if I just go around and troll people and like talk shit. So that could be fun. But also, I know Lana wants to play it, so I'll check it out. So I mean, that's kind of where we're at. And you know, know, it's sad to see the community be so negative towards Destiny right now. The player base numbers are showing. I mean, I think right now we're probably averaging around 100,000 or less players, maybe a little more on certain days. And then we talk about Iron Banner coming out this week. I mean, Iron Banner's literally going to be, we thought we were going to get this new armor set. We're like, oh my God, look, this is cool. But then they did some scummy stuff and they put it on Eververse. So really, there's the only reason to grind Iron Banner this week is what? Power level. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a PvE player. I don't want to go play PvP and level up. Sure, I'll go play with the homies, Frost and ZK and Pure, because they're my PvP friends. If they ask me to play or I ask them to play, sure, I'll run a card for them. It's free loot. I'm guaranteed to go flawless, so it's GG. But I don't want to sit there and go grind by myself or, you know, play with chats, because we're not going to have a fun time. Because as soon as you start 5-6 stacking an Iron Banner, you're going to go up against every sweaty person in the lobby, and it's not enjoyable. You're like a 1.0 KD going up against 4.0 KDs. That's not fun. So it's like there needs to be more loot expected. I think what everyone needs to realize right now too is the core game needs its value back. Since this game's been part of your guys' life for so many years, when you turn on the game, you need that spark again. You need to be like, dude, I need that gun and I'm willing to go grind 8 hours for it right now. I want the perfect roll. But now with some of the changes they're talking about in Renegades, they're saying that you can take upgrade material and upgrade a tier 2 weapon to a tier 5. That is stupid. When they mentioned that on their Vidoc, I flipped. I'm like, dude, the whole reason between a tier 1 gun and a tier 5 gun is that people that go for tier 5s are grinding for it and they are investing their time to grind for it. A new player should not have the same loot as a veteran player that plays all the time. Want to know why? Because it encourages the players that don't play to wait for the handouts. Everybody waits for Bungie to nerf stuff and give them free loot, and the grinders get shit on, and they're getting tired of it. For someone that's grinding for a tier 5 loot, let's say you're in the tier 3 loot pool, you should get a tier 5 to drop here and there to encourage you to grind all the way to the tier 5 drops. Be like, oh man, Solstice did it best. Solstice, if you were getting tier 2 and tier 3 drops, if you got a super juicer drop, it dropped tier 5 and you're like, oh my God, I want this. And then you turn on a stream like mine and you go, dude, Clyde's getting tier 5s every single drop. And by the way, Solstice was really good. It's just we were sick of the portal. We were sick of that portal grind, and I'm still doing it. I'm gonna grind to 500 doing the portal. God damn it. But you guys know what I'm saying. Like, there needs to be that factor, like, ooh, I need to get that. But crafting and all that, I just feel like that they don't know what they're doing. They don't feel like they have good ideas, and they're really leaning on the community for good ideas, and that's not typical Bungie fashion. I don't know if Bungie pays attention to any of the videos from me or other creators, but you guys need to wake up. You're losing core value players. You're losing OGs. Aren't you guys sick of getting yelled at by the community? I mean, Twitter is a cesspool. We hate that app. I can't stand Twitter. I hate it. People are giving you so much crap because you just come up with really bad ideas like, oh, hey, we're going to revert these changes. We're going to revert these. But when you say you're going to buff something or nerf something, and then you bring those back and go, hey, we're just going to revert that stuff, you need to follow up with, well, we're going to revert it, but we came up with a better idea. You're not doing that. You're just saying, oh, well, we're just going to keep it boring. We need replayability factor. We need to get rid of time gating. We need to feel like we're playing a game that is not designed for you to just get player stats. What I mean by that is the content seems like it's all based around who's going to sign in and who's going to bump our weekly numbers and player retention. You want a good example? I'll show you. You didn't even promo this. You made sure that people signed on for Ash and Iron and saw this, and it was a cash grab. Something we wanted for a long time. Taken armor, taken shader, actual legit stuff, and you didn't promo it. You snuck this in because you're so worried about Eververse sets right now. That was scummy. But again, you could have promoted this in your trailer. Even if you couldn't have told us that it was going to be an Eververse item, but you could have just thrown the taken set of all 3 characters in your Ash and Iron promo video. I'm always going to be here. I won't stop playing Destiny 2 till they shut this game down. It's changed my life. Do I need to stream it 6 days a week? No, I don't. I actually enjoy making content for this game. I do. I love just sitting here and talking to the community, even if it's positive or negative, it doesn't matter. I still have fun because I could sit here and be like, hey chat, I like this gun better than this one. This is my favorite gun in the game. You guys like this one? I don't like it. We could sit here and have hours and hours and hours of conversations just about stuff we use in the game, and it makes it fun, and people care. Believe it or not, people do love watching Destiny 2, even if they don't like playing. They want to come into the chat and they want to talk shit about how much they hate the game and how much a loser we are for still playing it. You know what they're doing? They're just showing jealousy. They want to turn back on the game so much. They see you having fun and they're like, I don't have fun. Why does this person have fun? This is bullshit. I'm gonna go tell them I hate this game and I deleted it. Bungie, you need to listen. You need to listen to the community. Do a live stream or something. Remember when Joe Blackburn made a Twitter video and he told everybody, hey, we're messing up, but we're working on it? You haven't done that since then. Have these higher up people come talk to the community and at least give us an update. I love Dylan, but DMG can't be your savior every time. He can't just go live on these live Bungie streams and be like, hey guys, we're gonna be so positive. You're literally just turning him into the community punching bag because people just turn to him on Twitter like, DMG, help us out. DMG, how about this? DMG. That's not fair to Dylan. That's not. He's a good guy. He's a good dude. I give him props for taking that job because it's got to be terrible. Work on the end game. We don't want to sit there and, you know, you did say stuff. You said in the last Vidoc, you're like, hey guys, we noticed that the modifiers and the portal stuff isn't on Vaulted Glass. Well, we're thinking about going back to some of these old raids and adding the portal modifiers. We don't want that. You want to know why? We farmed these raids for red borders and armor pieces multiple times since release. We do not want to give you an easy escape to be like, hey, now you guys can go do Vaulted Glass and it's got multipliers. We didn't want that. We don't want to go farm Vaulted Glass. We don't want to do that stuff anymore. By the way, nice change on the rally banner. If you guys don't know, we used to farm Templar and put the rally banner next to the relic and be able to pick it up and instant nuke them and fast farm. Yeah, they just patched that. And they just patched the witness buttons to make it harder on the solo players. There's such a weird thing that they changed. But again, I told you, they won't nerf witness right off the rip because they didn't want people to not be able to cheese it. Without people being able to cheese witness the first 2 months of that raid being out, player completions and player involvement on that raid would have been at an all-time low because no one wanted to do that raid because it was so hard to find a competent team. So you need to start listening. This whole time I've been yapping on this video, there's been people speaking up and they're telling you how much that they've lost interest. Wake up. I'm going to be here. I'm always going to be here yapping. The community likes these yap videos. They like my takes. You don't have to agree with everything you just listened to in this yap session. I get it. I'm an asshole, but I'm proud of it. I'd rather be that person than to be just a yes man and be Mr. Nice Guy. You know, I'm not made that way. I want my friends back playing. I want the community to enjoy farming activities again. I want the loot factor to be there. And I want to stare at the right side of my screen every time I complete an activity and go, did I get it? That's what Bungie used to give us. Where did it go? Thanks for watching this yap session. I'll see you guys in the next one.